Hey guys, just look at the sun behind me. This is clearly not London at this time of year. I'm actually in California. I'm visiting my brother here for a couple of weeks, and I brought some cool lightweight parts with me to upgrade his bike. And this is the second episode of, let's call it, family bikes, because in the previous video I showed you my wife's bike, and maybe in the next video I will show you my son's bike. This is all while I'm working on the lightest gravel bike in the world, which I hopefully release the video about in the beginning of February. So stay tuned. This is an aluminum Cannondale CAADX, and this is the first cyclocross/gravel bike that I've built. This was back in 2018 when gravel as a category didn't exist and everyone was just adjusting their cyclocross bikes to be their gravel bikes. And that's what I did with my CAADX at the time. I've done quite a bit of cyclocross racing, gravel and bike packing on this bike, and I really liked it. So when I upgraded to Cannondale Top Stone, I decided to not sell this bike and give it to my brother. This frame in size 56 weighs 1570 grams, which is in par with aluminum Cannondale Top Stone in the same size, which is great, and I think it's a really good weight for the aluminum frame. But the fork weighs 800 grams. This is because it has carbon legs but aluminum steer, and this is 300 grams heavier than a full carbon fork of Cannondale Top Stone. This is crazy. This is a very heavy fork. The fork also comes with the post mount disc brake design, which has now been completely replaced by the flat mount, which you can see on the back of the bike. The bike comes in this nice dark green color, and it's probably my favorite color that CAADX has ever been released. The bike originally came with Shimano 105 group set and standard Cannondale parts, which I have removed from the new bike and sold, and then replaced with SRAM-Force CX1 group set, Cannondale hologram cranks with Garbayuk chainring, and I also found this nice brown NS bike stem. I think it came on the Reg Plus full build bikes, and someone was selling it on eBay, so I bought it, and it matches the Gravel King slick tires really well, and I think this stem is actually one of the highlights of this bike. Last year we replaced the seat post with Canyon S15 split carbon seat post, which adds a lot of comfort to any bike, and fabric Pro Scoop saddle with carbon rails to save some weight. The handlebar is Ricci Venture Max aluminum with 24 degrees flare, quite extreme flare, and it's also one of the first gravel specific handlebars that was ever made. Another interesting part of this bike is the wheels. I custom built them with WTB COM I21 rims, which are 420 grams as far as I remember, and Chris King ISO hubs. This is the older generation of the hubs. These are mountain bike hubs. They are 6-bolt design. They're quite heavy, but the total weight of the wheels is around 1700 grams as far as I remember. Both of them are 32 spokes, so quite a lot in modern terms, but at the time I think these wheels were quite light, definitely compared to what was installed on the bike originally, and they roll so much better. And some people would buy Chris King hubs just for their sound. Let's check it out. One of the best sounds on the market, love it. As this frame and fork are designed for quick release, I decided to modify the front fork. I actually drilled the 9mm hole throughout the hub and installed the 9mm through axle on this bike to make the front of the bike stiffer. And on the back I have the Chris King hub that is designed for fan bolts that are threaded directly into the axle of the hub. Both of these things make the bike much stiffer. I don't feel any difference with the 12mm through axles that you see on the modern bikes. Another interesting thing is I managed to install the 11-speed SRAM Force 1136 cassette. These Criskin hubs, they were not designed for road cassettes, so I had to modify this cassette by machining out 1.8 millimeters on the back of the cassette to make it fit this free hub, and I really like how it turned out. But to be honest, if I was doing this right now, I would just go for Shimano 11 to 40 or 11 to 42 mountain bike cassettes. This would be, you don't need to modify them, you can just install them on the wheels like that and you're good to go. I did a quick 65-kilometer ride on this bike yesterday. I really like how smooth the ride was, but I definitely felt the weight difference with my Specialized 8s, which is 5.4 kilograms. And if you haven't watched, there is a video on GCN about this bike. I'll leave the link in the description. It's just about time to make this bike lighter, because I'm getting old and I need light bikes. But first, let's check how much it weighs right now. 8.7 kilograms, which is, I would say, all right, considering that the frame set on its own weighs 2.4 kilograms. Let's see if I can make this bike weigh below 8 kilograms by replacing some of the parts. Let's do it. And because I don't have a proper workshop at my brother's place, I'll just show you the final result and then I'll talk through the parts that I have changed. Guys, before we continue, I want to ask you a favor. If you like my videos, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to put a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave the comment, share this video. This all helps my channel to grow and make more videos like this. Thank you. So here we go. Looks like the same bike, but I actually changed half of the components on it. I have the new wheels, new tubes, new handlebars, bar tape, cassette and chain and pulley wheels. So let's quickly go through the parts and check the final weight of the bike. And we'll start with the main contributor to weight saving, the wheels. These wheels weigh just 1100 grams. This is more than half a kilogram lighter than the original wheels that I had on this bike. And the best thing is that I didn't spend a fortune on them. I've custom built these wheels on Light Bicycle RM29 C06 carbon rims, and these are 29-inch mountain bike rims actually. They cost just $143, and if you use my discount code in the description, you'll get an extra 5% off. The main thing is they weigh less than 300 grams if you go for the flyweight option. They're probably not that popular among mountain bikers because internal width is 22 millimeters, which is relatively narrow for modern mountain bikes, but they're perfectly fine for gravel. Just keep in mind that they're hookless design, so you need tubeless tires, and the maximum tire pressure is 60 psi. But again, if you're using 28 millimeter road tires and wider, you'll be perfectly fine. The hubs are the first generation of Newman. This is a German brand. I found them on eBay for less than 200 pounds, brand new, and they weigh just 280 grams if I remember this correctly. I had to modify Newman hubs. For the front hub, I had to use a 12 to 9 millimeter adapters, and for the rear hub, I had to cut it to be 135 millimeter in width, and then use the adapter from 12 millimeter to bolt-on design to be able to use it on this bike. The spokes are Sapim Laser. This is the same spoke as Sapim CX Ray. It just doesn't have this flat section. But the good thing is they weigh exactly the same as CX Ray, but they're 2.5 times cheaper. So in total, I spent just 550 pounds, and I doubt you can find any wheel set on the market that would weigh 1100 grams for that money. I've also changed the cassette to 1042 SRAM XX1, which offers a much wider range than the 1136 that I had before. And the good thing is it's actually 100 grams lighter than SRAM Force in 1136, which is much lower range. I've swapped the tubes to my favorite 2x tubes, which helped me save another 145 grams. This is probably the best price to weight ratio you can get. And if you use the code from the description of this video, you'll save another 20% of any 2x tubes on their website. I love the same tires, Spina Racer Gravel King 38mm slicks, because they are already one of the lightest tires in this size. They weigh just 320 grams, which is incredible, and they are measured 39mm on these new wheels. I swapped the rear derailleur pulleys to Garbouk. The bottom one is actually 14T, so it's slightly oversized, but it fits the standard SRAM cage, which is perfect. They look great, they are aluminium, and they weigh the same as the plastic SRAM. I've also swapped the handlebars for carbon Eastern EC70AX, which is gravel specific Eastern carbon handlebars. Helped me save around 60 grams, not that much, but I like the shape of these handlebars. I like that the flare is not that aggressive as on the Ricci handlebars. Bar tape that I used for this build is made by Berg. They have really nice designs on their website. Check them out. I decided to go with the Stealth bokeh design. It's a matte black finish with glossy black dots, and I think it matches really well the Fabric saddle design with the same kind of finish. Another good thing is it's actually very light. Both rolls weigh just 55 grams, excluding the bar ends. The bar ends add extra 20 grams for a pair. Time for the drum roll. Let's check the final weight of the bike. 7 kilograms, 735 grams. More than 900 grams lighter than the original version of the bike. Super happy, and given that most of the weight was saved on the wheels, this bike rides so well and so different to the original version. I did a 100-kilometer ride earlier this morning and I absolutely love it, and I feel the difference, especially on the climbs. This was the moment I dropped my phone and completely destroyed the screen. I decided to continue with the ride, and 20 kilometers later I fell on an icy turn of the road and broke the rear derailleur handle. The ride was over, but I didn't have a phone to call my wife to pick me up, so I rolled down to the nearest village and met this nice old lady. I told her,
I need your clothes, your boots and your motorcycle.
But instead she gave me her chair, cookie and phone to call my wife. Yep. Not all rides go as planned. Some days are fucked and cannot be unfucked. So just try another day. So that's what I'm doing right now. Fix the phone. Hopefully I won't drop it now. Fix the bike. I'm back on the same route. Hopefully I'll finish it. But until then, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. This is the best way to support me. Follow me on Instagram. And I'll see you in the next video.